I wanted to talk about Caitlin Clark a little bit
All right,
because
what you want to talk about?
you know what I'm saying, she's been one of the prospects that's supposed to be she's putting a lot of eyes on the female basketball game right now. But Caitlin is she could be, this is what I was thinking, she could be the next thing to help the WNBA push itself into a different category.
Okay, okay.
They're already like wherever they think that Caitlyn, they're already like um rearranging arenas and stuff like that. It could is putting the spotlight right now. You know, they had the most viewership as far as men watching female basketball or people watching females basketball in like almost like history or something like that. But now that she's going into the WNBA, some of the WNBA players are talking. They're talking about like she's good in college and all of that, but she's coming to play with some professionals now,
Oh,
so it ain't gonna be
yeah.
like she think it's gonna be and all of that right there. But I was thinking to myself, that's the problem with the WNBA.
Nah.
Well, the you have the NBA players, they embrace the younger talent. The WNBA, they look at these players as a threat. We got to put that flame out, as opposed to embracing the younger players, everybody uplifting these younger players and uplifting them because they're big for the sport. They're like already starting to chop them down before they get into the door. What do you
All right.
think now that I explained to you and said all that to you about uh, the WNBA players hating on her coming into the league?
The first thing I thought was the NBA and WNBA is not on the same, so we can't say this is this.
Right,
And what I mean by that is the NBA is 75 years old.
right.
So it was a period of time when they went through certain things to come to this point. So the
Struggle.
W and let me give you an example instead of just saying that.
Yeah.
2003, LeBron was about to come into the league. I'm giving you examples again instead of his name it. Carlos Boozer, Darius Miles, blah blah blah. Say there's
Yeah.
nothing he could do for us. Like what can a high schooler do for us? Say he was cool in high school, but this is the pros. He had to come in to show them that the young people can do it. Then the older people start to embrace him because they have a track record of producing. Versus him coming in and flaming out, and they like, yeah, I told you. If Caitlyn comes in and do her thing, now they can't say that.
Do you remember the girl from Notre Dame? Skylar Diggins was the Caitlin Clark years
And
ago.
what did she do in the WNBA?
They hated on her. Like, so what happened is Skylar Diggins, she got pregnant. They wouldn't do anything for her for as far as maternity leaves, as far
Okay,
as massages, as far as practicing at the facilities, as far they kind of like cut her out. Like they
yeah,
she was the like the a couple of years ago Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
And it's
yeah.
almost like it's almost like the up and coming stars that are coming in. They always have an issue with the stars that are in the league and the things that happen in the league as far as the
Nah,
hate.
because you said Skylar went down, so she proving that that's right. But if
No,
you have some, so everybody's gonna get the hate. But if you don't have nobody in WNBA that proves that young people can do it, you always gonna have the old heads saying that. So until you do that, and right now nobody has done it, so yeah, the old head's gonna do it. But if Caden Clark comes in and balls, I guarantee you next year nobody's gonna say that. Nobody's gonna hate because you can't.
check check it out though. The NBA is big enough for that. The NBA is big enough. You've already said the big NBA was big enough and established
Yeah.
enough for that kind of stuff to happen. The WNBA is not big enough and they're not established enough for them to have controversy with the up and coming players that are coming in the league. They need to be embracing the play to grow the league, to make the league better because they already got eyes on these up and coming players, Cardoza, um, Caitlin Clark, all these up and coming players that are coming out, they got eyes on them now. Brianna Stewart was the same way. You know what I'm saying? She was the same way coming in, and the same thing happens, but she actually is a star.
Maybe they should hate on. I think they should embrace her for sure. But I hope they don't think that her embracing her or going against her hurts the casual fans from participating. I hope they don't think that because it's not true. So
So
you say they just should embrace them,
yeah,
and how should would you recommend they embrace them?
definitely not. So if you're going to say something, don't say nothing negative. Say something more
Oh, okay,
positive, as
gotcha,
opposed to
gotcha,
when
gotcha.
somebody interviews you, don't say anything negative to shade her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
As everyone, why are we even interviewing you now? Because
Mm,
of her. So now you
mm,
gotta embrace that. You gotta reverse that and pick it uplifted. You know what I'm saying? Because the only reason somebody's talking to you now is because what she's doing for y'all's
yeah, true.
game. And she ain't even there yet.